Hey friends, today I want to expand a little further on the letter Hey from the name of Yahweh or Jehovah. And in the last video, we talked about how you spell his name like the Lord, Yud Hey Vav Hey. And I said it's hand, behold, nail, behold. But it's also the letter Hey is the fifth letter in the Hebrew alphabet, and it also represents grace. And so you can say hand, grace, nail, grace. But I'm going to show you where I get that from. And so I want to show you right here is Hey. And it looks like this in the ancient Hebrew. And so it always reminds me, I don't know why, I think this is what, I don't know if you can even see like this, like hands up. But I imagine that's what Jesus looked like when he went to Thomas, who was doubting, and he said, look, behold, nails, nails right there. So he put his hands out. I can't do it because I don't have enough space, but you get it, right? Like put his hands up to show Thomas the holes. And that to me, like grace, receiving that Jesus died on the cross for you, recognizing he did, and then recognizing that he rose from the grave. So I just picture Jesus standing like this when he saw Thomas, who said, prove it to me that it's you, Lord. So anyway, we're going to this letter right here, Hey. And so it's the number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm just going to show you, I call these my Bible tricks. But I want you to look at this. So, why is this not working for me today? Any ideas out there? There you are. All right, so Noah, and you can see if you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go again. But Noah found, I can't read backwards. I'm so sorry. What just happened here? Okay, the 5th time. Noah's mentioned. Good grief. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But Noah found favor in the eyes of the Lord. So this right here, favor, and we say grace is unmerited favor. So Noah found favor. The 5th time his name is mentioned in the Bible. Oh, but there's more. If you do, y'all, my thing just crashed. Wait for it. All right. Go. There we go. So Daniel's going to work a little bit differently because they have his Gentile name in here too, but we'll look. Daniel, first time, 1, 2, there's his Gentile name, 3, 4, and 5, wake up. And this one right here, 1:9 says, and God gave Daniel favor and compassion in the sight of the chief and eunuchs. So that's his 5th mention. Then we can do Ruth. So you can go to Ruth. And Ruth is a picture of the Gentile bride of Christ. So the Gentiles coming in, joining in with the olive tree, with the Jewish people to get to know the Jewish Messiah and be his bride. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Sorry, I'm not counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ruth 2:2, and Ruth the Moabite said to Naomi, let me go to the field and glean among the ears of grain after him in whose sight I shall find favor. And she had faith. She would find favor in the eyes of Boaz, who is a picture of Jesus for us, his Gentile bride. There are more, but I just wanted to show you those as far as the number 5 representing favor. And then I'm going to show you something I saw in church this morning. Isn't it good to go to church? Because then you learn more, right? And that's one thing whenever the Lord is speaking to me, I have to listen to pastors. I go to church. I get in Bible study. He always talks to me through his word. Um, I mean, yes, I dream some, but it always corresponds with scripture. When I'm asking him questions, he will answer with scripture. He will use anybody to speak to me that's using scripture so he can. It's just good to be in church, be in Bible study, be listening to the word over and over again, and the Lord will speak to you and answer the questions that you have for him about his word and about his character. He loves to um, teach you about his character. So this is kind of neat. So this morning we read about the birth of, the pregnancy of John the Baptist with Elizabeth. And so the mother of John the Baptist was Elizabeth, and she had been barren, but the Lord appeared to Zechariah and told him that Elizabeth would have a son. And so, but I just wanted to show you some of the fives in there. And it says 124, after these days, his wife Elizabeth conceived, and for 5 months she kept herself hidden, saying, thus the Lord has done for me in the days when he looked upon me to take away my reproach among people. So first it was 5 months before she revealed herself to people. But her baby's name is John, and John means grace. And so you have a picture of grace being conceived, being in the works, but not being revealed yet. And so once she was pregnant for 5 months, she would have started to show. And so there's this picture. He wasn't born yet, but there's this picture of a promise of grace coming. This work that was started quietly in secret. And then after 5 months, she came out of being hidden, and there she was pregnant. And then this is what she says. And this is the way it's translated in the Greek. In the English, it reads a little differently depending on which, what is that called? NSV, NIV, whatever. I can't remember the word. I have no words for that. But whichever version of the Bible you're using, if you look actually at the Greek, if you go, it says, this is the way with me that the Lord has dealt in the days when he looked with favor upon me. So you have that favor, unmerited favor, grace upon me to take away my disgrace. So you have someone who before appeared to be out of grace and now is in grace. And it's this beautiful picture of God as he's working his plan for grace for the entire world through Jesus. And it's hidden. And then his plan becomes more obvious and more obvious until one day all the disgrace of the entire world is taken away. And so I thought that was a beautiful picture. I love that it had the 5 months also, and that her son's name is John. He's preparing the way for Jesus, who will actually bring grace to the whole world. But I hope that blesses you guys.